I was thinking what kind of song to write for the year 2001. Should I compose a nation building song or just blaze them politicians? But when I hear Pandey get 19 seats and he run and give a speech of victory, I tell myself something wrong, so I compose this song for kinky head people like me, because I don't understand what's really happening. For years me Crooks and Panther was busting we liver string. Well, I honestly believe the message was loud and clear, but the results from the elections proved domestic breaking black man air. They don't hear. So don't expect me to jam your prime minister.
No, don't tell me.
I stopped drinking bush tea for your fever.
I said no, don't tell me.
Cause you ain't doing bush tea for your twice. Elections gone, is you choose Barabbas in front of Christ. So if you notice your little daughter bringing home a grand, because Camilla sent she to a school inside the Bitam, and when she bring home the baby father, the man like more Sexton Pandey. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I have nothing to say. My personal comments I will reserve.
You got a government you deserve.
To complain to me now, boy, you got some nerve. You got a government you deserve. Try my best to put sense in black man head. The consequence I was not afraid. But when I see Keith and Daphne on TV, deep in my heart I felt betrayed. Cause I remember in 1998 I got chastised when I sing my song. But if I did like game, I would have take out she name and deceitfully win me crown. UNC corrupt like hell, but Satmaraj wouldn't say so. As black man open me mouth, he find that man should go. To these negative response from the black man, I'm not surprised, because I've come to one conclusion: today black man is his own demise. Be wise. So don't tell me nothing about the EBC.
No, don't tell me.
Because I know some of you vote for UNC.
I said no, don't tell me.
Don't tell me that they cancel the URP, and how you can't get work to maintain your family. So if you end up just like a criminal on the run, because all the promises that they make, they ain't keeping none, and civil servants can't get a back pay, plus you self can't get a 10 days. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I wouldn't be amazed. My little knowledge now I must preserve.
You get a government.
A pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Now it take plenty.
And how are we doing this afternoon?
You deserve.
It is Tuesday, the 10th day of September 2024. Welcome to the persons on my Facebook and YouTube page.
It's from the public I get my lyrics. You just give me inspiration. You just give me the strength and courage to slaughter them politicians. But when I see you supporting Pandey and condoning all that is wrong, it's like giving me bread and a full glass of milk, then you turn wrong and kick it down. Pandey call businessmen parasitic oligarchies, but today Jack Warner and do praise the good buddies. What excuse you could have to put him back in power? If you ask Errol McLeod, he'll tell you that man was done a fork-tongue cobra. Yes, sir. Don't tell me Caroni going through hell.
No, don't tell me.
I hear what the man can drink, he planning to sell.
I said no, don't tell me.
Don't tell me nothing about the Incogen deal, and how they never give a conch for the shipload of rice they steal. But if you notice, Carlos have a brand new Beamer, and he delay the process till he come a minister. And you hear he got millions in cutback from the Miss Universe show as a gift. Please don't stop me and ask me to confirm, because I plead in the fifth. My little crocodile try to preserve.
You get a government you deserve.
Ask
So, ladies and gentlemen,
when he left prison.
we're tuning
Get a
to another class in session program with yours truly, Royalty James. Go ahead right now, share the live, tag somebody, and let them know that class is in session.
Sugar. Thank you.
We're going to take the last verse.
Feel sorry for loyal citizens who get caught up in the lacquer. But a fish always rotten from the head. Is Robbie and Pam put him there? Now Pandey get the taste of power. He feel that he's indispensable. Since I sing about his wife, he hate me for life, so they introduced clause 7. I didn't believe Caisonians could be bought easily. I would like to know what's the price they pay for Gypsy. In my humble opinion, his actions was rather slack. I hope he don't say he bad lucky if a man end up riding he back down a track. So don't tell me about going back to school and learn.
No, don't tell me.
When my future was never your
I
concern.
said no, don't tell me.
Don't tell me nothing about being black conscious. When your behavior proved to me you're worse than Judas. So if the PNM end up winning the court session, and you land in jail for signing false declaration, and in the night a big strong prisoner making sure you enjoy your stay, don't bother to write me and tell me that try and contact Pandey, cause the motto now in jail is protect and serve.
You get a government you deserve.
So tell me you get raped but you got some nerve. You get a government
You deserve.
I think we're going to officially start class. Teresa Column is asking if I know the whole song. Yeah, I know the whole song, man. I know the entire song. It's a song that I love. Coming out from Sugar Hollows, alright? So we're going to get into it right now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much, Sugar Hollows. It is time that the students sit in their different and respective seats, and we officially start today's class in session program. What we say? I think it's only right that we start our program today in the right manner. All right, I want to say pleasant good afternoon to everybody this afternoon again. To the persons out there in Carriacou and PD Martinique, we say a blessed good evening to you, and I hope that each and every one of you all are having yourself a blessed day, especially to our people, as I said, in Carriacou and PD Martinique. We want to extend, first and foremost, I want to take the opportunity to send out congratulations to the Grenada men's senior team, who had a 1 out of 2 winning for the past weekend. We want to send congratulations to them. However, this is not the GFA page. Yeah, I like to say that at the end, so they clarify that. We get it out of the way. So we're going to get straight into the conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it seems like the resignation of, and I briefly spoke about it yesterday, it seems like the resignation of 2 of the young senators has become a buzz on many of the other side's talking program. Yeah, it has become a real buzz. It's an excitement. It is the greatest thing to have happened in Grenada. So the focus that is there now is that the new National Party is, again, as the conversation is usually brought forward, the house seems to be shaky. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I would remind you guys, the house remains solid, firm, and we are a party that no other side, and believe me when I say that, no other side will be able to shake us. Don't care where they come out, where they from, what they think they could do or what they're doing. They cannot shake us. And you see, the more we remind them of that, they come up with new plots. So you have two senators, you have two senators, sorry, and they would have resigned, while you have two ministers of government who, one, his position was taken away from him and the other one was fired. The New National Party is the state's opposition. And so the persons in whom that resigned, that was selected as senators, neither one of them are running candidates. Neither one of them ran for the last general election. Neither one of them are running for the next general election. The two persons in whom you debunked, the two persons you embarrassed, are actually candidates within constituencies. So what is your comparison? What's your noise? What's your brawl? The information that we have coming out from your camp, we know that there are three persons that have already gave the nod that they are not going to contest the next general election, and they are sitting parliamentary representatives. This is what you need to study. Those are the conversations that you all need to have. Yeah? As I mentioned yesterday briefly, fear not as to whom that is going. Worry not as to who is leaving or who would have resigned. Ask yourself, who's coming? That is where the question lies. The question is, who's coming? Who is it that the New National Party will now select to hold senatorial roles? Because at the end of the day, as I mentioned yesterday also, this is not first time, ladies and gentlemen. And here you see, as I always say, sometimes we as supporters, we tend to not listen to those programs to understand more. So we listen to the other side and we're fearing. There is nothing to fear, ladies and gentlemen. Worry not. The New National Party remains focused. The New National Party remains just as we have always been throughout the years, ready for another general election. As I said, is soon when the things start to unfold, is when you're going to hear a different story being sung or a different story being told. Yeah? So fear not. New National Party is good. We good. Yeah? We good. So don't worry about the little shoo on them you hearing on the side about the resignation of two senators. Forget that on them. That a custom happening. We are not the party in power. Yeah? They have two sitting MPs who are given ministerial roles. Well, I won't say MP. One was made a senator, the other one is a sitting parliamentary representative. And his position was taken away from him. Swept from below his feet. The other one was fired. So at this stage, you're still looking for somebody to run now. The two persons who left, they never had any constituency. They never had a constituency. That is what you guys need to focus on. Forget the NNP. We good over here. Yeah? We good over here. Don't worry about it. You know, tell them to worry about St. John's. They turned their back on St. John's already. Listen to me. If you, and I was telling somebody this, if you look at the entire western coastline, the entire western side, all these constituencies included, people, let me say this to you. Look at what is going on in Grenada. I don't know who wants to play blind, and that's their business. Yeah? The entire western coastline. And I'm including the northern side to it. St. Patrick's North. Sorry, St. Patrick's East. St. Patrick's West. St. Mark's. St. John's. St. George's Northwest. Check that entire area. and ask yourself, what is this government doing in those constituencies? Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question, what is happening in those constituencies at present? There are persons here, I'm sure, from those different constituencies. What is happening in your area? People telling me, oh, they find, yeah man, NDC not doing too bad. No. They're not doing too bad. They're doing worse than we thought. When last you hear Sister Thomas Scholar, and they talking thing in the night? Let the people know what is going on. But let's not stray to what we have to deal with today. And I want to start with the conversation of youth and youth development. Youth and youth development. Ladies and gentlemen, in our present state here in Grenada, as somebody who follows youth and being around young people, the National Democratic Congress government administration has had nothing substantiable in the development of young people in Grenada. And I'm going to play a clip from Sister Kate, who spoke more on it.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, at the past 2 years, from June 2022, we have observed that there is no new initiatives from the Ministry of Youth to support young people in our country. A matter of fact, the biggest achievement of this government in office as it relates to youth development is the firing of 2 youth ministers. That's all they have achieved in the past 2 years. The new Imani program, what happened to it? It was announced that it will be put under the National Training Agency, NTA. 2 years later, the program is on life support, struggling to survive.
And we're talking youth development. We're talking a youthful society. A Grenada where we know a vast majority of our population involves youth and youth development. And a political organization that bagging on the notion when coming to the Grenadian people to ask for their vote stated that they were a youthful administration that is going to take in, that would have been taking office. Ask yourself the question, what have happened within youth and youth development in Grenada? And as was just mentioned by the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis, ask yourself, what have happened? I remember there was the Empower Program 2.0. How many of us remember when it was made public? Yeah? Empower Program 2.0. Where is Empower Program 2.0? It was said that persons were supposed to go within different constituencies and give the names to particular persons. Where is Empower Program 2.0? The Imani program. The last budget cycle. I remember the then Minister of Youth mentioned that they were going to, in this budget cycle, recruit or take in some new Imani workers. Yes, Kala, there's the question. What happened to Empower 2.0? They said that they were going to take in a batch of persons. so that they could start the process as it relates to the new Imani program and what they are going to change and how they are going to make certain changes and developments. What have happened to that? So you see, many of the times when you hear them speaking and you pose those questions to them, you hear they say they needed time to fix what NNP left there. But Empower 2.0 is an Empower program that was initiated by the past administration, that was working well enough that other countries within the region could have copied that program. On realizing that, and we started to make it public, they come with Empower 2.0. What have happened to Empower 2.0? What happened to regularizing our Imanis within 1 year in taking office? Because you have the belief that once you are working for the government and you're doing what you have to do for the government, you are expected to be paid, and paid diligently. In a nutshell, this were the words of the now Prime Minister while during the past election campaign. The Imani batch that was supposed to be taken in just before July or June, just there around there. What have you heard? What have you heard? Is this me speaking out of the wideness of my mouth? Or was it said that it would happen? Remember, this is an administration that stated that absolutely nothing, and I would continue to say that every time. You said nothing was done. But 2 years after, nothing is being done. Moline project. They say if you can't say something good, don't say nothing at all. You see, the God that we serve is not a sleeping one. And I remember watching the NBA, and even now there's a saying in the NBA, the ball doesn't lie. The referee go lie, the player go lie, but you see the ball, the ball don't lie. And you see, when you are ill-mannered and your thoughts are, how should I put it, to be malicious. The Morinle project and all the negotiations and the engineers and so on, when the conversation happened from the time they took office, what they say? They're squashing that. They're going to get their own. They boasted the year before it would have been by June, and that should have been June of last year. They come back, they do what they do. They say, well, October of this year. The God that you serve is not a sleeping one. So, in its initial stage, when the negotiations was made, they said no allocation, and people take back the money. So they went and renegotiate. They went and renegotiated, and they stated they got back the money. So the Morinle project has been the biggest achievement. Oh, what a project, man. But then new emerging videos, we are now seeing that the slide continues. Mind you, if that project does not come afloat, it is Kid Mitchell's fault. It's the NNP's fault. Wait for it. But all the last time what they say, they are well within the time. They are within the scope. And they were rejoicing. But even today, I mentioned to an individual about the Morinle project, and he said it's because of Kid Mitchell and the NNP. That road slide. because of Kid Mitchell and the NNP. So all the time they was on part to fix it. It was rejoicing. But now that we're hearing that the slide continues and it is even worsening, it is Kid Mitchell's fault. So we understand how it goes. Another question to be posed today. The Prime Minister, after a Parliament sitting, mentioned to the Grenadian public, and even while giving the throne speech, the Governor General, in a nutshell, not verbatimly, spoke about oil and gas. And there was an interview done with the Prime Minister and the opposition leader at the end of the Parliament sitting. And I don't know how many of you all could remember, but I remember vividly. If it's one name that resonated in my mind, was that a board was going to be put together to investigate the oil and gas conversation. And Brother Nassim Buck was the person in charge of that board. Well, on the behalf of the classroom today, we ask most sincerely, and we're doing it and asking the members on the opposition who are sitting parliamentarians, that through the people of Grenada and the classroom, we're asking, what is the status with your oil and gas conversation, Mr. Prime Minister, and what has been the finding? What has been the chairman and his board, or the remainder individuals on the board, what has been their findings? What have they found? Because I'm certain this is surpassing more than 6 months now that this announcement was made. And if it is documentation, as you mentioned, that you have not seen, because I remember the past minister responsible for energy, Brother Bowen, did made a conversation as it relates to that, and he stated, his findings and what he found and his documentation, and he said that it is there. So I'm wanting to know if that board had a finding, whether or not they're financing this board still to do the investigation, or whether or not this board has been dismantled. I'm hoping that one of the parliamentary representatives on the opposition side is maybe watching to write that down as to ask as a question within the House of Parliament. Because they stated vividly, and the Prime Minister can remember stating that he is going to look to it, because he said he would be remiss of him as the Prime Minister that the country's funds were used to do the investigation, and so he's going to, within all his powers, to find out what happened. Tell all you, listen for the distraction that is NDC's power right now. They put up something nice and they post it, and then they ball, wow. The news pick them up, they go by some bush and they say we're going to build something new there, and then we ball, wow. And then months thereafter, you ask about it and you get all kind of answers, all kind of conversation all over the place. They're all over the place to get an answer. So we're asking again. We want to know about the oil and gas conversation. CBI are going there. Today is all we call findings. CBI, in recent months prior to the passage of Hurricane Beryl, we heard all what was collected when it comes to the CBI program. The lump sum of money that was being dispersed within the CBI program. Then we heard about a $1 million collection, and then shh. When last have you heard anything that was collected or what is being collected in the CBI program? Because before, it seems to have been a rejoicing thing when they were collecting. A question is, what is happening now? Are you closed for stock taking? Are you lost the key for the office? What is going on? And you see, if we don't come on the programs like this and ask those questions, then we don't get answers. We will never hear. And I think in the last meeting held, we heard our dear sister address it.
People had a voice about years ago. Today, these same people praise the very sad thing that they condemned some years ago. A perfect example, brothers and sisters, as was mentioned earlier, is the CBI program.
And we wish to take this opportunity today to make it very clear that an NDC administration would put an end to the sale of the Grenadian passport, and we will scrap the NNP CBI program.
Brothers and sisters, we were told that this program is a form of selling the birthright of our people and our nation.
We must make it absolutely clear that as far as we are concerned, the Grenada passport is not a commodity. It's an instrument of national identity. And what must be happening is that our government should be acting as the custodians of our passport, not as the merchants of our passport.
Brothers and sisters, we were criticized for this program. But guess what? Today, the same people who condemn that program is the same people who are opening offices, selling passports. Same people. It is the same people, brothers and sisters, who describe the program as the #1 income generating project for the government of Grenada. We have absolutely no problem with that program, but our question today is, what is happening with the monies from the CBI program? How is it that until now, brothers and sisters, a house cannot be started in Carriacou and Petit Martinique when you boast that you've made billions, millions from the CBI program?
Question posed in this honorable house. So we've seen it unfolding. And these are the things that they need to concern about. These are the things, ladies and gentlemen, we need to push. Because there are questions that we need to ask. And you heard I just mentioned it. The CBI program has gone silent. The conversation as it relates to citizen by investment and how much monies that is being collected and the monies that are stated that have been collected is unaccounted for in the state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Nobody knows where this money is going. Realizing that when they took office, in order to not give the new National Party recognition, you realize they went around the island and started posting billboards in different project areas that it was funded by the CBI. I don't know how many of you have noticed it. But if you go to a lot of the projects, major projects that was done by the past administration, you would go and realize that they would say funded by the CBI. At the end of the day, what they're doing was showing that the new National Party administration gave account for the CBI program and the funding that was there. Because there are programs and projects to show. But at this stage, we are here as a people asking and begging, pleading as to what has been the results, what have happened with the monies from the CBI program. Monkuma, Green Bridge, look at all of them. The River Road project, all over. You see they put funded by CBI. So we're asking a lot of questions today. What is the next one we're asking? What happened to the Wall Street project? You remember the nice projected project? The one that looked as if we were going to make Wall Street into a different kind of place. What happened to that project? They cut grass from the brimble to the timber. They paint the whole of Wall Street in black and white. What is going on with that project? The walkover by CKs that was projected since about a year and a half ago. Nice picture come outside. Morris Bishop Highway. They were going to transform it. Picture outside. This is how we're going to make Morris Bishop Highway look. If you don't open your eyes and pay attention to these people, they are going to lead you astray. Because all they do, they sit down with a nothingness, doing nothing, and then you see they come out 2-3 days and they post something on Facebook and they believe this is my way to gain votes for the next general election. This is the way they want to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, compare and contrast. NNP administration. This is where we're headed now. We ain't here to bash anybody again because we have realized that you all didn't meet the standards. You have nothing to prove that you all met the standard. The new National Party has never stayed in office in extent, and even given 2 years. If it's not a hotel being built, if it's not a project going down, if it's not some new initiative by the new National Party, it was happening. It was happening, ladies and gentlemen. Nowadays, when you talk to them, the government signed something for that. And then the MIT minister stands and say, everything in the pipeline. Or you don't even dig trench. Or you don't even dig trench to put pipe. At least the new National Party had everything in the pipeline. Hence the reason why nowadays when you walk around the place, everything. As the Minister of Implementation, who implementing? What are you implementing? Projects of the past. Most of the project that you were mentioning that you implemented was not initiated by your administration. So all you're talking about, is implementation. All that you have been implementing are things, watch me, anything, and look at it for yourself. Look at it for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at the project in Woodlands. Right? This project is a project that has been there to be done, not now. Not now. Started under them, you realize it stopped. H.A. Street. You realize it started, it stopped. These people can't even get what is there to be done right. Even what was left, well, we don't hear the controversy yet about the headquarters on the Caranage. We come in with that one. We are still searching and digging deeper. This is an administration that is doing nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing is being done. Forget about all what you see, they posting and they traveling here. And this is not how you run a country. The man on the ground has to feel it. Somebody put up Constantine Bridge. All the projects, go ahead. You see men on work today. You don't see them Wednesday. You might see them next week Monday. They come back again next week Friday. That is government's job that is happening. And when you ask the question, they don't pay them the money, they don't get the right amount of money the amount of money they asked for. Look into my understanding that they take galvanized from Carriacou and it is in Grenada now. So they bring down galvanized So maybe they have a sale, maybe having a yard sale up there. You think this is an administration that sits and look at these people. Everybody just loose. Everybody just loose. Because let's take for example, many a time you see projects and major projects that were happening in different areas. I remember, and I'm using St. Mark's as an example. I remember Dr. Modest being the Minister of Tourism, and the housing project in St. Mark's was going down. But when you interviewed and spoke about housing, you spoke to Dr. Modest because it was a constituency and the party had a certain protocol that even if it is not your ministerial position, but at the end of the day, it is within your constituency. So they gave you the preference. Look at these people. All what is happening in Carriacou. Who is the front line? Andy Williams. Nothing goes through Minister Cosbarwood. Nothing. How many at this stage? Think about it in Grenada right now. How many off-roads do we have? Because of projects that are happening in certain areas. H.M. Street, Woodlands, Montmorris, all those are off-roads in which many persons are now complaining. Many areas in which government should focus on with the CBI money. With the CBI money. When you look at what is going on H.M. Street, the maneuver that some vehicles have to make to take that turn to get onto H.M. Street. Come on. This should be a project in which that should be hard and fast. On the ball, rolling. We're going on nearly 2 months. Nearly 2 months. We had the Woodlands project. As far as I am concerned, there was allocation for that project. There shouldn't be no hiccup on that project. It's a main road. Persons from St. David's, St. Andrews must maneuver to that road. By extension, persons in Woodlands and Woburn and in those areas. Grandlands Valley. And you just there. You just there, you only putting up thing about, oh, this is the house you want to build, and this is leadership. That every time you come and then they talk to you, oh, this is what you're projecting, this is what you're projecting. You all are the government that speak about boots on ground. You all are not showing that. There is nothing showing that. Somebody asked that I spoke about the police today and I don't even want to talk about the police. I don't want to talk on the behalf of the police at all. Because watch me. This is an administration, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back. Watch them from a distance. They have a series of things going on now about suicide. Yeah? And because it come around, you know, it is a month for the awareness, so that is what they focus on. There were persons during the year, how much? In about 2 or 3 days, we had about 2 persons committing suicide. Persons, 1 or 2 of them was involved in mental cases. We came on that very same program and we called out the minister. One of which happened within the constituency of the Prime Minister. It was never addressed by none of them. None of them came on no televised or social media platform and shed light on it. But it's the month of awareness. And so all the way turn now and you put up thing and they talking about suicide and they talk. Hypocrites. Foolishness. When you have the Prime Minister could stand or sit in a press conference and say, oh, he didn't want to address 2 murders in Grenada because he didn't want to promote it. It's mere jackassery. It simply means that the individual is not concerned on what it must concern him. It has to be him. Independence Day celebration is about to close, or what they consider it to be the 50th year independence celebration. Where does it end? In St. David. Where does it, what will, if it is not Deacon Mitchell, is nobody else. And all you don't see that. This gentleman has dropped the moral of a political organization that has been in Grenada for a lengthy period of time. And it reminds me greatly, as is what is happening in America right now with the Republican Party, and how many of the persons within the party and who stood for the moral of the party is stepping away from the party because they realize that one man just wants to run the show now. And if you look at the National Democratic Congress, this is what you're seeing. The true foot soldiers, the persons who have fought year after year, years after years, now are reluctant to show any kind of power or flow, I should say, towards the party. I remember even after the National Democratic Congress lost the election, when Nazim Bok was political leader, even after that, when there were issues of the state, Nazim addressed it. No, there's neither one of them. Look at them, all the old heads. Watch you old guards, watch them. Watch you old guards. Remember that time growing up in Grenada here, when you have political issues, they interviewed persons as even sometimes all old prime minister, all old parliamentarians, they interviewed them when issues were happening in the state. You're looking at the news growing up as a young man. You're looking and you're seeing all persons, all old men, who was PSCs and, GBN and whomever, going to interview those persons to get certain viewing and certain conversation. Where are the older folks? Where are they? Where are they? Ladies and gentlemen, there's a sign that our country's democracy is in a bad place. It shows that if you can't and would not come out as a people, in whatever entity, teachers striking, we saw police talking, we saw doctors talking, we saw church talking, everybody was talking. Teacher strike, I remember one time teacher strike, and the priest had an own interview mentioning that he believed the government should quell the situation. The priest came out and he said he believed that the then prime minister should have quelled the situation. We had a series of murders and so on one time. I remember they did an interview with about 2 or 3 pastors one time. I think it was back in 2016 or sometime around there when we had a rise in murder cases. We are at month number 9 and we had about 14 murders thus far for the year. For the first half of the year, we have had 14. Where are the priests? Where are the pastors? Where is the church? Where are the NGOs? I remember back then, by the time Kid Mitchell could say sell in some way, they say Friends of the Earth. Where is Friends of the Earth? Huh? Where are all these people all of a sudden? Where have they gone? Have they gotten old? As Dr. Mitchell and went home? As all you just put him? Where are they? But he still fights for the cause of our Grenadian people. And I'll say, that old man. What a old man. The Governor General, the Deputy Governor General, the Commissioner of Police. They took 2 men from retirement and bring them back in the RGPF. That is companion to the ex-Prime Minister. And they say he that old. He should go home. But you take out 2 persons from home and give them a work. But Kid Mitchell should leave his. Or they don't fire the GG that is there now. Or they don't say, well, it's time for she to go home. And look, it make the deputy same age with her. And he wasn't time for he to go home. But Kid Michelle should go home. And so age is in your viewing. So this one should hold and this one can't hold. Because all have a different sting to it. In recent days, I would have percentage some of the ministerial position in Grenada. I did 5 thus far. I have held at a 40% rating in Grenada. Let me tell you why I give 40. We still have hospitals. They don't break down yet. Yeah? They don't break down yet. Our nurses, young nurses, are still striving. They're still trying. Yeah? Youth, 32%. I guess the little Imani is what keeps them afloat. Housing, 41%. And I'm giving 41% on the notion that the housing projects are still there. St. David's, St. Mark's, Carrico, still there. Agriculture, oh gosh. Every time I speak agriculture, ladies and gentlemen, it hurts me because a personal grievance I have with it. And sometimes I don't want to blame government so much for the position of agriculture. But you see, when government is not doing anything to aid in its development, I will always have a problem with that. If I were to win $1 million right now, one of the first things I'm doing, I want to buy a piece of land close to a house in Victoria. Because sometimes the sun that I just feel down here, and my father always used to say, the further up he goes up into the mountain, the cooler the sun would be. But at this stage, father is 60 odd years, and he's still farming. And the distance he goes, you know, because he loved doing it. But you believe if there was a means, a way, some practice that could have caused him to say, what, time for me to throw in the towel, you believe he would have still been there? He would not have. He might have said, you know what, let's leave it to that. I've gotten whatever I have to get. I've reached my threshold, so I can go rest my bones now. But he can't. Because for an administration who said they would have made agriculture and they put in agriculture on the front burner. Well, I find they put it in the oven and the burn. They take it out on top of the stove, they don't put it on the front burner, they don't put it on the back burner, they put it in the oven and they put it high and they just burn agriculture. What is happening within this ministry? Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. So much of farmers and so on, they're speaking as it relates to damages. My father even tell me recently, if you remember after Ivan, everybody had a chainsaw. They had the opportunity to go get gas. They just go in and say, well, you know, I'll buy gas so that, and they sign something, the government passed and they pay that. That was after Hurricane Ivan. Everything that you see this administration is collecting these monies. First time I see that. Because even if you get the monies and you say, well, you know what? Let's see if we get some water boats. Let's see if we get some fertilizers. Let's see if we could get at least 50 chainsaws in Grenada. Let's see if we could. Nothing so. This government is not even thinking on the mindset of concessions. Whereby now, if the ordinary man or wants your farmer's ID, if a pound a corn is $60, a farmer could get it for $30, $25. And I share the same sentiment with the bus association. It is long overdue. Not just from this administration, from the past administration. So we know it is long overdue. The road condition has worsened because you all don't fix it. And let's be honest. You all have not improved in any way. It has been worsening. Look at no, at this stage, mainly all the routes, at least 75% of the routes, bus routes in Grenada, have to the rail now. St. David's, St. Mark's, yeah? Let's hope that it doesn't happen over the hill, because there's a project taking place up there. God forbid. And you are not meeting the basic understanding of what it is to govern, to understand. Nobody asking government to give money, everybody have money. But government must put things in place. Implementation, a strategic word. A private driver buys a tire for $500. A bus driver gets it for $250. His means of transportation is more frequent than an ordinary private driver in some circumstances. Concession. Gas price continues to fluctuate. They're feeling it the same way. The past administration say, okay, we were going to cap it at $15, which again, in that sense, government initiated something to aid. So government said, listen to me, we don't go in past for 15. You take it out. So now you're going 16, 17, all of the way up there. The road condition is worsening. Rain season. How much diverted roads right now, making it difficult for much more of the bus routes. And up to this day, without them even coming and ask, you could not even present that. You could not even come forward and say, listen to me, this is what we're looking to do. How much budgets are we already? 3 budgets. And you're saying to me, oh, well, I don't like NDC, but I don't have nothing on NDC, I'll just vex, I'll lose the election. Yes, I'm vexed that we lose the election, because I am certain at this stage, if the past administration had $1 million from CBI program, we will have seen more. So agriculture, well, as I say, they take it on the stove, they don't put it on the front burner, they don't put it on the back burner, they put it in the oven and the bun. Education. I'm giving a 47%, because at the end of the day, I want to continue to commend our teachers. Yeah? I know I know this has been one of Dr. Mitchell's biggest enemy as a prime minister. But he always praised the teachers of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. And as I said, if he had hated you guys and hated the children of this country, what he did in 2020 with the passage of COVID-19, he would not have done it. Realizing and understanding the importance at the time of the education system in Grenada, he did what he has to do. What is happening now with the passage of a natural disaster, with our young children on the Sister Isle? What is happening over there? No implementation. Nothing is being done. Not an effort. Not a try. Not a temporary built institution. In one of the countries, I think yesterday, the 9th. See if I should, my fingers would fall on, this. I think it's on the 9th. One of the schools in Union Island were going to be reopened. Let me see if because I don't want to give false information. And next thing you see me on one of them programs tomorrow saying, where he get what he's saying there. But I think one of the countries, I think the Union, I think it's Union Island. The 9th, I believe, was the date in which they stated that they were going to see the reopening of one of the schools, I believe. I want to make sure I get it as I said to you guys. But I think I supposed to have it somewhere here. Let me see. Right, yes, look at it. Students from Union Island will soon attend the temporary school being built in St. Vincent. You hear that? Persons, you heard that? Students from Union Island, right, will soon attend a temporary school being built in St. Vincent following the catastrophic damage caused by Hurricane Beryl. That is according to St. Vincent Agency for Public Information, who said approximately 310 or 450 students from Union Islands will attend the temporary school that is being constructed. The new facility, scheduled for completion before September 9th, yesterday, will serve students from Union Island Secondary School, Stephanie Brown Primary School, and Mary Hutchinson Primary School. Hurricane Beryl, a Category 4 storm that struck on July 1st, devastated Union Island, demolishing it into 90%. The hurricane left 200 secondary school students and 250 primary school students without adequate schooling facilities. So you see, with minimal damages done in St. Vincent, they built a temporary facility as I said, what is happening in St. Vincent is that the school could be built in St. Vincent, and so they go to St. Vincent to build a school. You telling me when I mentioned that yesterday that we could not have got some placement for children on mainland from Carriacou? Instead of that, you tell them wait to see what you could do to open schools in Carriacou. It can't happen yet. You all keep rushing into things. Consultation, the words of Dr. the Right Honorable Kit Mitchell. Consultation. Consultation. You hear what they did? They went over to the mainland St. Vincent and they built a temporary school to aid students from Union Island. And then Minister Handy say they're moving faster than a lot of neighboring islands. Well, if they're moving faster than the one right next door, I wonder which one they're moving faster than. When based on analysis, it's St. Vincent and Grenada as Caribbean islands that were struck the hardest. So it doesn't take a lot, ladies and gentlemen. And that is why you see, I told you guys lately, I'm not going on Facebook and make brawl with people again. So when they talk about me on the program, I come on the program and I'm blazing them. I'm making them know it's me that say that about them. I put them no status. I have a program for that. So I stop commenting on that thing. I come in on name and I call in the name. I come in on my program and I call in the name. Making no status to make people feel that is not what I'm talking about. I come in here and I call in the name. Ali Matura, I call in your name. Ken Jones, I call in your name. You afraid? Eddie Frederick, I call in your name. Whoever you be, I call in your name. Especially when I'm speaking on things that I know that can be done better for our Grenadian people. Things that I know that if you're eloquent and educated enough that you cannot suggest to a government that, listen to me, even if we are here, this day is not a bad idea. Tell all you when NMP was in power, you know how much time people ask me if I switch? Prince, you are in DC now? Because when there were issues that needs to be addressed, that I am displeased with, I made people know that. And that, I believe, is one of the traits of Dr. Mitchell that have him or had him serving the Grenadian people. Because every time they went on the program and they spoke about, oh, that don't happening and that don't happening, next day you pass the fix. But next day you. And as I tell you, it's a joy to listen to the story being told by Dr. Mitchell as it relates to how he came up with the idea for the Moncoma project. All he was simply doing was passing through the Willis area. And as a little boy, he remembered there was a track in an area up there that led you to all the way on the other side. Initiative, thinking. You know, that is what you call leadership. You think outside of the box. And when he thought about it, as he said, he didn't keep it for himself, or he go and tell somebody to make a nice to make a nice thing to post it on Facebook. He immediately called the minister responsible at the time was Senator Cox. I taking this story, so even if you had to call me after the program, yeah boss, I taking this story real good. Minister Cox was told and given the instruction as to what, if it could happen. He reported back to Dr. Mitchell that yes, is a probability, along with the engineers. Idea, allocation of fundings, contractor, work done. Look it today. That's leadership. For years, the people of River Road had the issue with the river. Years, everything was tried. Past administration came together, said, listen to me. Let's see what could happen here. And let's do this. Look at the level of rainfall we got yesterday. Ask the people of River Road. Ask the people of River Road. If this was 3 years aback, or 4 years aback, if vehicles would have been able to go through River Road like they did yesterday. When you, as a leader, can humble yourself, another word of Dr. Mitchell, humble yourself and understand this is not about you. Dr. Mitchell living in River Road. Dr. Mitchell had to pass in Monkuma every day. Dr. Mitchell, even if the slide took place in Malini and he traverses there every day for him to go to his, you gotta say, well, like the nation gas, I go pass over the hills, go to closure. It could happen. It could happen. Unlike a political leader that we see now, he go in the Prime Minister's residence and he say, I don't like the Prime Minister's residence. So he moved down to a place in Mount Cinnamon and he's accepted. He have not located anything, the Prime Minister's residence that the state pays not a cent for. The state's property. He say, well, let me see how best I could get some negotiations or find some negotiated fundings to develop the Prime Minister's residence. He don't do that. What he do? Pack up the Georgie Bungle and he go down in Mount Cinnamon. Leadership. Understand the difference between that. Yeah? And then you see the man on the field making the most noise, and so then you hear the captain band on the hand, you know. But he doesn't understand, though he is the leader, his leadership qualities does not go with him. Or the leadership qualities does not go with him. And we're seeing this right now. Deacon Mitchell is the leader, but with little leadership qualities. Very little. So that he rent, somebody's saying 20,000 per month. This is feeding more than 25 or more students throughout the length and breadth of Grenada, if that money is donated to them on a monthly basis. As I said, many persons. And even if he didn't make it bossy, sometimes Dr. Mitchell, when we do good, he just can't hide. Many times, many stories of persons saying to you, Dr. Mitchell used to send a $2 to me every month, religiously. Not just for my vote, you know. Not just for my vote. Because some of them, even if he don't send it, he get in the vote. But sometimes he understood. He understood sometimes. Some people can make ends meet. He gets stuff on some people. Sometimes you look at somebody, oh, that man is a police, or that man is a nurse or a doctor. Sometimes when you check it and you do your maths and you do your budget, you realize, yes, you could cover your costs. You can cover it. But then after you pay your bills and everything, you have the month. Baby falls sick 3 days, 4 days after salary has been paid and you pay off all your bills. Something comes up. It happens. Yeah? And you're watching a political organization. You're watching a political organization that have no sympathy, no empathy. All they're concerned about is this pretty boy and pretty girl look. This pretty boy and this pretty girl look. And believing to themselves that the Grenadian people are going to adapt to that. And mind you, I'm not God. Maybe they may cozy up to it again. Maybe they may cozy up to it again. But this is me saying to you guys, go get registered and ensuring, or let's ensure, that does not happen a second time. Alright? So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just inform that the New National Party's zonal meeting happens on Thursday the 12th, 6:30 at the Boucherjou Community Center. Come meet your political leader and the former Prime Minister of Grenada, Carriacou, P.D. Martinique, Dr. Keith Mitchell, Parliamentary Representative for the Tongue of St. George, Brother Peter David, Attorney at Law, Brother Dwight Hosford, and the constituency lead for St. George's Northeast, Brother Nimrod Oliver. All right, so that would happen on Thursday night, the commencement of a series of zonal meetings that will be happening with the New National Party. Don't forget also, we are celebrating 40 years. Let's not take that out of our head. Let us bring that jovial, joyous moments when we go out sometime in the meetings. Let's make it nice. Let's listen to the messages, but at the same time, let's go there and continue to encourage each other. Yeah? I know the little two senatorial resignation and you're hearing other people talking. How about you a little bit shaky? You understand me? Fear not. Fear not. Right? The New National Party, also the NNP Women's Forum celebrating 40 years happens on September 15th. The venue would be the St. John's Anglican School. Starting time 2 p.m. They will have special speakers. So come on out and enjoy the NNP Women's Forum that will be happening. Don't forget that, ladies and gentlemen. Be a part of that. Yeah, I know many of you ladies are geared and ready to go. It is normally a really nice setting, and I think I might be passing up that side. So maybe if I pass there around 2:30, I might just jump in and jump back out. All right, it is always a pleasure. And mind you, the ladies, don't make them trick us. You know, the ladies might be looking kind of strong, but the men within the party, we have a very cohesive group. We have a few of us. When we link, we know the conversations do happen. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure again being with you guys here this afternoon for another class in session program. You know me, my information to you. If it is not propaganda, then if it's propaganda, I don't speak it. You get facts, you get information, you get research, you get information that will aid in many, many things that you might be asking about. Yeah? Sometimes something that crossed your mind. And like somebody said today, oh, what happened? Yes, but Empower 2.0. Because we sometimes forget, right? And today what I did, I basically did that. I called many things that they want us to forget. So they want us to remember the two recent resignation. So I'm giving you back information that if they want us to remember that, let's remember those things that I just mentioned. We still await a press briefing from the RGPF after going on about a whole year now. We have not had a press briefing from the Royal Grenada Police Force. We don't know if this entity is still functioning. Yeah? And I'm being very frank about that. We don't know what is happening within that entity. We're still hearing about housebreaking and stealing. We're hearing about robbery, violence. We're seeing videos where people are pickpocketing or stealing from stores and so on. We're hearing about domestic issues that are happening. And the RGPF is, I don't know, maybe all mics are off within the Royal Grenada Police Force in Grenada. Because I know very early they came with a briefing and they started to brief. Carnival ended. We're heading into another series of holiday and nothing. Calling to old people, I don't know why they're closed on that place. So, again, it was a pleasure being here with you guys. I know I have some ads that I need to run. And some persons might be inquiring, but from next week I'll be running the ads. Because although we're speaking, the computer that I'm working from would not be able to do the ad. So definitely from next week, you will be getting your ads, all right? So it was a pleasure, as I said, to be here with you guys for another wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you to the many viewers that came along. Again, today I realized that you guys skyrocketed up to about 350 thereabout. Thank you for being a part of the program, and we're going to be back here again tomorrow, God's willing. Good evening to each and every one of you, wherever you are. Good afternoon to my wonderful father and his beautiful wife. Good evening to you, and to the rest of my family over there in Victoria St. Marks. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful evening. And wherever you are within the length and breadth of Grenada, God's blessings to each and every one of you. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Have a way when government jam you is in my worry for loyal citizens who get caught up in the lacquer. But a fish always rotten from the head. Is Robbie and Pam put him there? Now Pandey get the taste of power. He feel that he's indispensable. Since I sing about his wife, he hate me for life, so they introduced clause 7. I didn't believe Tysonians could be bought easily. I would like to know what's the price they pay for Gypsy. In my humble opinion, his actions was rather slack. I hope he don't say he bad lucky if a man end up riding he back down a track. So don't tell me about going back to school and learn.
No, don't tell me.
When my future was never your
I
concern.
said no, don't tell me.
Don't tell me nothing about being black conscious. When your behavior proves to me you're worse than Judas. So if the PNM end up winning the court session and you land in jail for signing false declaration, and in the night a big strong prisoner making sure you enjoy your stay, don't bother to write me and tell me that try and contact Pandey, cause the motto now in jail is protect and serve.
You get a government you deserve.
So tell me you get raped but you got some nerve. You get a government
You deserve.
Sugar. Hello.
I'm appealing to Mr. John Public. Please don't approach me at all. You have a way when government jam you. Is in my ear you want to ball. You had a chance to change wrong the system with your finger of democracy. And they promise you harm, but he go get your man for the next 5 years. Wait and see. I'll agree with you if you say the EBC cheat. But no voter pardon scam could give UNC 19 seat. Even though there was corruption, the margin was very small. If you people they do the right thing, Assam couldn't beat Eddie Hart at all. Not at all. Don't tell me 64 billion they steal.
No, don't tell me.
I don't want to hear about the airport deal.
No, don't tell me.
Don't tell me Dan Raj was a fugitive, and how he took 5 million when he went to New York to live. But if for carnival you see quiet tongue in the country, and he playing mass with Omar and Helen Humphrey, and you see quiet tongue hugging up Yet Ming while pointing at the treasury. Don't tell me he's showing him where to thief, cause that doesn't interest me. My little money I'll try to preserve.
You get a government you deserve.
So till you have regrets now, boy, you got some nerve. You get a government
You deserve.
What is it? One more. Hello.
My friends make jokes, say Pandey looking for you, but the humor I can't afford. Cause I believe rebellion to a tyrant is truly obedience to God. So when you hear I disperse my venom, it's for me they just want to kill. But I am firm as a wall, they can't stop me at all, cause I doing the master's will. I believe was God and it wasn't Pandey who say, nobody are watching. When you go to vote, put your X by the ballys, eh? But like in the days of old, my people didn't take heed. And because now of disobedience, they'll eat the bread that the devil need. Because of greed. Don't tell me your roads get bigger pothole.
No, don't tell me.
When they run quick and pave, you felt your strike gold.
Say no, don't tell me.
Don't tell me about the crime rate in the country. Now that we have a drunkard in charge of security. But if one day you see people running for cover, and you hear Parliament was hijacked by Abubakar, and they say Ramdi I'll sign the paper to make Jack Warner Prime Minister, please don't stop me at no time to explain. Try and convince Abubakar. My little energy I'll try to preserve.
You get a government you deserve.
To call back to you don't know, but you got some nerve. You get a government
you deserve.
What? Put your hands together for Sugar Hollows. Way.